There's a big meal down there. Won't be any drying in the sun today.
What are they doing? Tell them to be quiet. Can't they see we're filming?
I'm Elayna and this is Riley, and this is our home, Le Vagabonde. We've been sailing around the world for the last 6 years now, and recently it's like we're seeing everything for the first time through a new set of eyes. This is our little boy Lenny. Click the subscribe button to join our voyage every Monday. This morning we made a last minute decision to switch up the scenery. We left the island of Terceira for Sao Jorge. With the winds in our favour, we were expecting to arrive sometime after midnight.
We're just mixing instant coffee with cold milk, and it's perfect.
Elayna goes to bed and everything just goes to shit. Lenny tends to get a bit cuddly at about 20 knots, don't you, mate? Daddy. Yeah, Daddy. Where do you come to when the chips are down? Papa.
Papa.
Yeah.
Papa.
Yeah. It's a mama.
Would you like some food? Has anyone fed you?
Nope. Elayna, I was having a shower and I looked out the little window downstairs and I saw that massive island, but I thought it was a wave, and I was like, I nearly fell over. I was like, oh, yeah, like, but only the end of it, because it looks from down there, because the window is all speckly. I was like, oh my god. Yeah, it coming from the wrong direction.
And you haven't even had a night without sleep yet. You're already seeing things. What's happened?
There's no wind, because we're going in between these two islands.
I've been in bed for most of the day. Again, really seasick. It's been getting worse and worse. Since I had Lenny, when I was pregnant with him, it got so terrible, and then yeah, that has continued. And each time I go out to sea, it's like it's worse than the last time. And I'm just at the point now where I just don't want to go back out to sea. There's always that fear, and it always happens, and I'm just so over it. I've looked into it and I've heard of like these alternative therapies. They put virtual reality goggles on you and put you in a chair, also in a dark room. There's all these different kinds of ways to make you feel seasick basically, and it gets you really comfortable with that feeling. I'm not sure like the full story, but I'm really looking into that. I think there's a place in France that actually does it.
Well, of course, Elayna, you are more than welcome at our facility.
I might do it because yeah, it's my home, my job, it's sailing is everything, and feeling sick all the time is the worst. And if I feel sick on the first day I go out to sea, by the second day I'm fine, but always the first day. We mostly do 1 or 2 day crossings, so I'm sick for half that time, and it's just, Lenny, Mum's talking to the camera. Say hi. So yeah, if I do go do the therapy in France, I'll definitely film it and show you guys how I go and if it works and stuff like that.
Yes, very good.
Are you being cheeky? Can Mum have a kiss? Can Mum have a kiss? No. Thanks for sailing and looking after Renton today.
That's alright. Bit difficult without Andre. It's really sad for me seeing you like not being able to enjoy yourself. I really hope this bloke fixes you up.
Me too.
Sure he will.
Sounds kind of like torture though, doesn't it?
Yeah, like obscure, really difficult torture.
So what's the plan tonight coming in?
Well, there is Portugal's largest mountain over here, which is what's causing the strange wind on the leeward side of it. So we're just trying to do the best we can, but it's looking good because we did attack and there's a bit more wind here now. Then we'll get in, we've called them up, it's their weekend. So we're going to just, I don't know, go in, make ourselves at home.
Yeah, tie up
Pull
to
into a
whatever we
marina
can.
and start tying off the shit.
Tie up to the ferry dock, get conked out in the morning.
No, we're not going to do that, Lenny.
Don't worry. We all just had a big laugh because I just spotted my toothbrush in a place where it definitely shouldn't be, and I know that Riley's responsible. Riley's most annoying habit, the thing that I just cannot stand the most about Riley, is for some reason he only wants my toothbrush, and no matter how many toothbrush I buy, he still takes mine and puts it in random places.
I don't purposely steal yours.
It's like you do. It's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous.
I know where yours is because you always put it back.
You leave your toothbrush in the dinghy, you leave it outside.
There's one in the dinghy.
And so you can't
I'm
find
a busy
it.
man, Elayna.
And then you
I've got
find
stuff
mine.
to do, so I come out, I hoist the sails, I brush the teeth.
And then he hides
get
mine.
a few things done.
And I just spotted it. And now this is a new spot. I've never seen it here before.
Obviously I didn't mean to leave it there.
It's hanging out the front of Lenny's bag. This is my favourite one. I'm going to start hiding mine now.
No, but I appreciate you putting yours always in the same spot so I know where it is. It's very organised.
I hate you, stop it! What are you reading, Joe?
Sail Power. It's a book about sail trimming.
How was your day?
Pretty good. Just sailing.
You made us a delicious dinner.
Canned food is my specialty.
No one could be bothered cooking, so we had canned chickpeas, canned tuna, salt and olive oil. It's
And you added
delicious.
veggies.
We are on the leeward side of Portugal's largest piece of land, the biggest mountain on Pico, which is over there. So the wind is coming like over the top and around, and it's causing all sorts of dramas for us on the other side. Rather than having consistent wind, it's just sort of all over the place. So there's no wind, and then there's 23 knots all of a sudden, and we're overpowered, which is what just happened then. I had to run outside and let off the main sheet and finally take a reef, so I was like redlining for ages and I thought I'd get there. I've only got an hour left and I got the 23 knots, and then of course as soon as I reduced the sail the wind dropped. This is the hard part of sailing when you're going to go on all day, and then you've got to start paying attention it's 2 a.m. From 2 a.m. to 4 a.m, more challenging sailing, and then we'll arrive, we've got to put fenders out and tie off and do all that sort of stuff. And then of course keeping out for unmarked fishing vessels without their AIS on. So I just cruised in on the tender and I reckon we can get in, Andre.
I almost feel free, honey, that's for sure. And what I came here for, I ain't playing games. So get off my back if society's a mention I wanna live.
The boys didn't get in till like 3 or 4 this morning, so they're sleeping in today and we're playing outside. I can't actually get off the boat right now, it's too much of a distance, so we're playing on the bow. We're surrounded by a huge cliff face at the moment and I cannot wait to get off the boat.
Chasing that old diamond, chasing that.
Yeah, Mum's gonna make you some food. Cozy cars.
Slept in fields.
Riley said late last night that all he wants this morning is a really nice breakfast. He said, Elayna, tomorrow can you make me a really nice breakfast? And I was like, of course. So we're gonna do the best we can with the ingredients we have on board. We're gonna have toast with avocado and tomato and scrambled eggs that Andre's gonna make. She's so good at making them. That's probably it.
Well, I almost feel free, honey, that's for sure. And I
Is that my freaking toothbrush. I thought I'd hidden it well. Babe, we made you breakfast. Did you sleep alright in the end?
Yeah, what time is it?
Dunno. How was last
Good
night?
morning, Lenny. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was awesome.
I tried something new. I just left all of my sail up for way too long. So maybe don't try this. I thought because of the sea state, I was really trying to point as high as I could. So we just left heaps of sail up. And during the gusts, I'd point right up into it. So like 35, 33 degrees apparent wind, which is about 40 degrees of true wind angle. And then when it died down a bit, I'd peel off again. That worked very, very well. So we weren't going fast enough so that we were launching off waves and banging. Everything seemed to be fairly manageable. I've never left that much sail up. So we had everything up, and in the worst parts, the apparent wind was gusting to like 27 plus with all of our sail up, which is, if you go by the numbers, you just should not be anywhere near that. Then we lost all wind because we went behind Pico. I spoke about that last night, but there was wind coming over, and when you're losing wind and it's coming from other directions and stuff like that, that's really challenging. And then we got a massive gust, so then I finally did decide to take a reef, and then woke Andre up right at the last minute, and I'm like, help!
So basically we couldn't understand where we could dock, or even if we could fit the entrance of the marina, because it was at night time. So yeah, we launched the tender and check it out before we go. And Lenny didn't wake up, which was good.
Good job, team. You're supposed to walk, Lenny. I'm getting a cute shot of you guys walking together. Go with Dad. Lenny, come on this way. This way, Lenny. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Society's a mansion I won't live in a shack. I can just taste the
That's our next island over there, Pico. And that's the highest point in Portugal, which we're going to climb.
my guitar on my shoulder. Your man taught us the blues. I am free because I can see the wind won't be cold by me. We were playing our music right there in Santa Cruz. The homeless woman was dancing.
This is the village of Velas. We wandered through the garden in the centre and got lost in the narrow streets. People have been living here since the 1400s. They've been through earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, floods, mini tsunamis, and most recent was probably the pirates. The people here seemed peaceful though and relaxed. I guess they're thinking what more could possibly go wrong.
And I know what I came here for. I ain't playing games, so get off my back. Society's a mansion, I wanna live in a shack.
Do it. Down there. Road, my worst nightmare.
I hate those things. Andre, there's a bunch of cockles on the floor down there. Does that mean that an octopus has been eating them?
Could be, yeah. But with that eel over there, I'm not taking a look.
That's what we said. Unless I've got a spear gun and some gloves on.
Won't be any drying in the sun today. What are you eating?
Somebody gave us these like local sweets and it's just amazing, and I'm going to eat the whole box.
What are you up to, monster? Come to Mum.
Back to your padded cell.
Lenny, you can't get me. You're joking, and then you're gonna come get me. I know it. Is that a drone? Meow.
What's Elayna doing?
Taking care of Lenny.
What's that noise?
It's the next door.
What are they doing? Tell them to be quiet. Can't they see we're filming? So we're replacing the fan belt because this one's been squeaking. We could just tighten it up, but there's a bit of wear and tear, and it's about time we replace it anyway. So we've got a spare here, and then we'll use this one as a spare. So we've undone a nut here and then shifted an adjusting screw, which wasn't super clear in the manual, but yeah, we'll pull this one off, put the other one on, and then retension it.
So how much tension should we have on the belt?
1 inch of play. No, 1 centimetre.
Finally, the parrotfish, hey? Yeah, let's get into it. Parrotfish for the win, you guys. It's really good. I thought I was about to eat some jelly-like thing that we experienced once in the Pacific, and I feel really bad now for kind of screwing up my nose at Andre's first fish that he got, but everyone eats parrotfish, well, everyone here in Portugal and the Pacific. Yeah, we'll probably be after parrotfish more often. That's delicious white meat. What do you rate it, Ross?
I'm going to be a little sensible and say that it's quite good, but it's mostly what you do when you're cooking it. And you guys have really made it taste delicious.
What do you think of it, Jay?
It's amazing.
I got to get back in there before the boys demolish the last of it. We later learned that even though parrotfish are the most common fish caught in these places we visited, parrotfish are actually a really important part of the ecosystem, and they should be left alone in many places throughout the world. They maintain our coral reefs by consuming and removing macroalgae, which would otherwise cover the reef, causing it to become unhealthy and hindering it from growth. And why do we need coral reefs? For a bunch of different reasons, but probably the most important being that about 25% of the ocean's fish depend on healthy coral reefs for shelter, to find food, to reproduce, and to rear their young in the many nooks and crannies formed by corals. Also, over 500 million people depend on reefs for food, income, developing new medicines, and coral reefs act as a barrier protecting coastal communities from waves and storms. Without the help of the parrotfish, the coral would simply die. There is, however, no coral here, which is why I assume they're legal to catch here and recommended by the locals. We'd actually love to hear from a marine biologist on this. So a few things I'm always going to remember about the Azores. One is the birds. So there are these birds that make the most ridiculous sound. They're called kakahoosh. Kakahoosh. I can't say it right, but listen. They're everywhere here. So it's going to be the birds, and then also because there's not many sandy beaches here, they build like rock swimming platforms out of the volcanic rock. So I really like those swimming areas. That also kind of reminds me of the Galapagos or the Canary Islands, other volcanic islands, but they're everywhere here. These very strange sounding birds. Is Lenny copying the sound?
Yep.
That's pretty accurately. So before we go, I just wanted to add to my seasickness chat I had at the beginning of this, and just to kind of clear things up a little bit, the title and thumbnail of this video might suggest that I don't ever want to sail again, and that's not true. I'm just on this very long journey trying to find the right thing for me. I've experimented with so many different seasickness pills. I find a lot of them make me drowsy, and then I just want to go to sleep anyway, and I'm not much help. And now, after hearing about this alternative therapy, I'm really keen to give this a try. But now France has closed its borders. Hopefully there's another facility that I can find, but it's quite rare. So if you guys know of any, or any seasickness pills that really work for you guys, please let me know. And yeah, it's really tough being out on the water these days for me, but it's what I want to do, and we are really on anchor more times than we're out at sea, so the good times outweigh the bad. I just don't want those times out at sea to be bad anymore. I will find a solution, even if it takes me a million years. And in the meantime, yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for supporting us. Thank you for making this all worth it. Next week, we dust off that old pole spear of ours and we go spearfishing with some mates. We also show you some more of this incredible island. See you guys then.